Are you... I don't know how to... I have a rule about being constructive, so I can't ask any questions right now because all of the questions that I have right now are rhetorical and they end with the word idiot. Do you know what a rhetorical... No, of course you know what that is. You're an idiot. I'm sorry. I am so sorry, but you're so stupid. You have no idea, and you're the only one who has no idea because guess why? Don't answer that, you'll get it wrong. Oh, so dumb.
So this was quite unexpected. Gishki, in fact, don't completely suck.
What? What the fuck?
For those of you that saw my box review, you'll know I talked a lot of trash about this particular archetype. We haven't seen any good actual Gishki monster yet though, so until we see a good Gishki monster this wouldn't help too much because Gishki is currently a kind of garbage because they have no boss or whatever, which is their main issue. You have things like this, and this, and they're all really bad. Cool card, good consistency for the deck, but that's not really where the issue lies with the deck currently. So I don't think seeing this card is going to make, at least not make Gishki playable. This card's just a generic you can stuff into your any rank 5 deck and use because it just targets one card and remove it, sure. It's not your win condition. When you're playing Gishki, you're relying on this to win you the game. If this is how you're trying to win the game, I don't think that's going to help you too much. I'd be more excited to use this in Necros, yeah. Although I still kind of agree with most of what I said, I was definitely wrong about one thing. The new support was extremely useful for this archetype. For whatever reason, my P-brain at the time never really computed the fact that Gishki are in fact all water monsters, despite being in a water box, so therefore they do fulfill the requirements to use Shark skill. So all those cool Xyz monsters I showcased in yesterday's video can be put to use in this list. On top of that, there is a ton of synergy in doing so. To kind of put it in perspective on how well this deck overperformed, I won a total of 14 of the 16 games I played with this list, 10 of those games being in a row. That pure Shark deck list I posted yesterday was pretty decent, and I got at least one rank up out of it. But this deck felt like I was doing a COG speedrun. So here's the deck list. The main focus of the deck list is to ritual summon Soul Ogre. This guy is a 2800 attack monster that once per turn allows you to discard a Gishki to target a face-up card your opponent controls and shuffle it into the deck. The other ritual monster I chose to run is Mind Augus, and this is purely because of how popular Shiranui is, as this card can just win that matchup instantly. On summon, you can target up to 5 cards in either graveyard and shuffle them into the deck, so obviously this will just clear out all those pesky spectral swords. Now the deck's strength is obviously not in the ritual monsters, as you can probably tell they don't exactly do anything mind-blowing. The strength is in how consistent the deck is. The deck runs 4 monsters, 3 of which are searchers. Abyss on summon can add 1 Gishki monster with 1000 or less defense from deck to hand, and remember, this is on summon, so that's special or normal, and this is not a hard once per turn. Vision when used as material for the ritual summon of a water monster can be used as the entire requirement. They can also be discarded to add 1 Gishki ritual monster from deck to hand. Likewise, Shadow has the exact same effects, only when discarded you search for a ritual spell instead. The final Gishki monster is Beast, and this is where a large portion of the XYZ summoning comes from. When normal summoned, this guy may special summon a level 4 or lower Gishki monster from the graveyard, and because both Shadow and Vision can discard themselves to search, that leaves a target engraved for this card. And obviously, because you run Territory of the Sharks, this will give you the requirements on board for an XYZ summon. The deck then runs 2 spells, excluding the obvious Hey Trunade because back row is kinda cringe. Aquamirror is the ritual spell. It allows you to ritual summon a Gishki monster by tributing monsters in hand and on board, equal to the level of the ritual monster. The cool thing about this spell is that it can be used to recycle. When in grave, you may shuffle it back into the deck to add any Gishki ritual monster in grave back to hand. Ice Mirror can target any level 3 or lower water monster and special summon 1 monster from the deck with the exact same name. So obviously this card plus either Abyss or Vision is an instant rank 4, due to the skill. But on top of that, this card has insane synergy with Abyss, since Abyss is not a once per turn and activates on summon. So targeting Abyss with this is an instant +1 search, as well as requirements for an XYZ summon. Speaking of XYZ summoning, the main summon you'll be going into is Spider Shark. When either player's monster declares an attack, you can detach a material to reduce the attack of all your opponent's monsters by 1000 until the end of the turn. When this card is destroyed, you may special summon any other monster in your graveyard, which by the way will include Abyss, giving you another search which just makes Ice Barrier Abyss combo even stronger. Shark Drake requires 3 level 4 monsters, so you won't be summoning him all that often, but the opportunity does come up, as you'll see in the gameplay. Once per turn, when this card attacks and destroys a monster by battle, you can attach a material to resurrect that monster to your opponent's side of the field, but it loses 1000 attack. And if you do, this monster can then make a second attack during the battle phase. So this card can lead to some very nasty OTKs. The final XYZ monster you'll be going into is Merrowgeist. If this card destroys something by battle, you can attach a material to shuffle that card back into the owner's deck, instead of sending it to the grave. So obviously very useful against things like Spectral Sword or Stone. We do also run Gagagigo the Risen, but I doubt you ever actually summon him. He's technically a Cocytus out, but if you're struggling against things like that card, you should probably just be running Herald of the Abyss. Alright guys, that's it for the toying part of the video. The rest of the video will be gameplay showcasing the list in action. If you like the video, please consider leaving a like, as well as subscribing to the channel for more content from me. Also, feel free to check out my Discord, Patreon, and Twitch in the links down below. And if you happen to have $1 lying around and wish to support me, feel free to click that join button down below to support me directly, as well as gain access to a few little neat perks. Enjoy the gameplay!
Duel. Duel! Duel! Duel. Duel.
Hey, big brother, can I watch SpongeBob?
Shut up, Mokuba. I'm busy flagging YouTube videos to compensate for the fact that I have an extremely small penis.
Oh.